Hi everybody, well, this is Miguel from Embargo Man. Well, what I'm telling you about is that this is like the video that I'm talking about, right? Because I did a previous video about Epcot Center and the South Korean Pavilion, and I don't know if it, and like talked to the two previous videos, one of talking about the pavilions at Disney's Epcot Center, about Colombia and about South Korea. I mean, Philippines, Greece. I mean, everybody wants to be wants Greece in there. I see a bunch of petitions, but there's one thing that I knew this that this. I mean, if it's South Korea were to just promote the South Korea Pavilion and they want to just toss Laincourt rocks, right? This is one company is like Chills and Thrills. Thanks for the info about wanting a Warner Brothers theme park in the United States. Sure, but when you're talking about a Warner Bros. Theme park in the United States dedicated to the Warner Brothers characters, and I can remember Time Warner at one time, yeah, the parent company of Warner Brothers owned Six Flags, and I remember like seeing like the Bugs Bunny and all the Looney Tune characters. I mean, and everything all DC related, right? So what's going on with this? And this is also what would be a great move for Warner Brothers, even though they do release the Godzilla franchise, the new ones, right? I mean, even though, but the company that makes Godzilla, Toho, might be involved with this one, all right? So as I'm saying it before, or what my other videos, if you didn't watch my other videos, is that when countries get into conflicts, let's say this Laincourt rock situation, I mean, this is very complicated that because I knew it was I might say, and I say let me be neutral right there, that I mean being sided with Japan and things has got to be like, okay, you're gonna like piss off Koreans. I mean, the islands it's administered by South Korea, but then you're gonna toss it in a theme park. So this is the reason why I'm talking about why they going to. I mean, like people and tourists could come here from all over the world. Why I'm gonna talk about Warner Brothers putting a theme park in Japan, right? The reason about this is that, you know, once everybody wants at Epcot Center, they want to see a country with a pavilion. I mean, there's a bunch of Disney parks right there. I mean, all 12 of them, but I mean, there is gonna be cut off or something like that. But one thing for sure that I'm gonna make sure of all these things gonna happen, right? What's going to happen if South Korea was gonna put a pavilion and they wanted to do the coolest thing of promotion is the Hyperloop, you know, Hyperloop simulator. They want to be the first country in the world to release the Hyperloop train, right? So I believe it is going to happen pretty soon. But before all this, we're talking about you know, promoting, not just promoting the Hyperloop simulator, but promoting something that would say that you're gonna ask another country, let's say Holland or Greece, to take over the Japan pavilion, so they want to be comfortable releasing a attraction related to Laincourt, related to Takashima for the Japanese people, dope though for the Korean folks. Most likely put it on the side, they're gonna put something in the in the South Korea pavilion about Takashima, as what the Japanese call it, or Dokdo, in other words, Laincourt Rocks attraction. I mean, the Laincourt Rocks attraction, it is kind of like saying, okay, this is Dokdo. These are Dokdo. What's going on is like tourists from all over the world just come to the Disney parks, and when they come to the Disney parks, then it was like saying there's always something to do. It's like saying you want to piss off people, go ahead. Somebody's put an Argentina pavilion, and the UK pavilion is promoting Falkland. If they wanted to promote Falkland, you're gonna piss Argentinians off. The same thing is to avoid those kind of things. I mean, want to avoid promoting Falkland. I mean, just in that case, if it's the UK and there was an Argentina pavilion and somebody else gonna say, okay, no matter what, we're gonna promote Falkland. Forget it, scrape the project, throw it in the trash can, right? So that's what it is. Want to promote Falkland, and they like toss it out, and just forget about the Argentina pavilion and go ahead easily promote Falkland, right? So I mean, that's what Korea will do. But what Korea will do in their pavilion is they wanted to promote Laincourt as Dokdo, right? So what's going on with this pavilion, like I could imagine Italy pavilion adding the Marco Polo, and I know that this is before anything else, before I could see any Warner Brothers park in Japan. I was just thinking I might just go to Disney World and go to the Japan pavilion anytime before South Korea puts out their own pavilion, and that the Japan pavilions will be replaced by Holland or Greece. I mean, them people or do they want Greece? Look, thanks to South Korea, pretty soon of putting their own pavilion, you're gonna have Greece. Greece will replace Japan. All right, so that's what's gonna happen. But on the other hand, and I believe that is gonna be in Greece in phase 2. If it's not gonna be replacing Greece, if Greece won't replace Japan, that means it's gonna be in phase 2 with other countries. Could include the Philippines, Colombia, for instance. Encanto from the Disney movie about Colombia, love it. And then and then what I see is the one country that might replace it that I believe is Holland, the Netherlands. All right, so they're gonna put the Netherlands pavilion. They're gonna take down the pagoda, and they're gonna put a windmill. Either way, whichever country takes control, I believe it's gonna be the Netherlands, and then Japanese tourists will come to Epcot. And when they come to Epcot, they're gonna see the South Korean pavilion. What is it? You're not just pissing off the pavilion that the country that you have issues with, that South Korea have issues with over 2 city rocks or 2 damn rocks. What they're gonna be is they're gonna come with tourists and is thinking, oh yeah, like these people, we got robbed. They're pirates or whatever, they're like, we got robbed. All right, it's like, oh look, they're promoting our stolen territory. What would they do? For a matter of fact, of what do they do is this. I might just tell you what happened if they put a Disney park in South Korea. But in all of this is going to be Warner Brothers, right? So what they're going to do, they're going to advise everything, the people who are in Japan, and they will say, Disney, you're out. it means that this Warner Brothers theme park was I tell you, it's built like a Disney theme park back in 1983 to say the first Disney theme park outside the US. All right, so they have two parks, Tokyo Disneyland, and Disney Sea. But what would happen with that? About tossing Laincourt, axing out Japan, replacing Japan with another country, and the tourists knowing about this kind of stuff, they knew about it. Is that they going to say that even with the Japanese government even knows that this is it. This is like, okay, your park in Orlando is promoting, the company that park in Orlando is promoting the wrong country, or the stolen territories that should be in the right country, or in other words, Japan being replaced by Holland, and aka the Netherlands. And what would they say is that they want Disney out of here. That means all they do is they close the Disney park, even Tokyo Disney Sea. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna let Warner Brothers take them over. All right, so Warner Brothers taking over the Disney parks in Japan because of South Korea Pavilion promoting Laincourt, as they call it, Doto, what the Japanese called it, Takashima. So that would happen. Then they close the park, everything is taken down. And one of the key reasons about Thrills channel, or CT, or Thrills channel, have been washing about why they not promoting a Warner Brothers park in the United States, right? So Warner Brothers park in the United States is like I'm saying, yes, they're going to promote a Warner Brothers park in the US, but it's going to be in Las Vegas, I believe. Yeah, Las Vegas, Nevada. But before that, the Warner Brothers theme park in Japan, because Warner Brothers always have this third-party company to do this, always doing something. I mean, they have Gold Coast for Warner Brothers Movie World in Australia. There used to be a Warner Brothers park in there is a Warner Brothers park in Madrid, Spain, right? And there's a Warner Brothers park in the United Arab Emirates that is also, with another contract with another company. But this one would be, I could tell you what, is going to be backed by the company that makes Godzilla, even though Godzilla is a property of Toho, right? So there is these movies of Godzilla movies released by Warner Brothers, but still it is going to be backed up by the original company that makes Godzilla, Toho. Toho will put the money in those parks, and what they're gonna do, Warner Brothers are going to put their IP in it. What is going to be called is Warner Brothers Universe. That means Warner Brothers Universe, they have the Multiverse Park. That's where they're going to start, that Multiverse Park. And they're going to have that Boo coaster or something with Scooby-Doo in it. In the Multiverse Park, they're going to have all the Warner Brothers related IPs. Looney Tunes, Looniverse with the Looney Tunes, and they're gonna have everything, all the Warner Brothers related property. Probably you might have some Harry Potter related or whatever it is, Harry Potter, or Lord of the Rings in there. Like, this is where multiverse is so separate, And what's going on in there with multiverse, it is all what it used to be, Disneyland, or what it is now, Disneyland Japan, when after Korea would set up their pavilion and promote Laincourt. It's gonna be like the Disneyland Japan is gonna be like the Warner Brothers multiverse of the Warner Brothers universe parks. I mean, you wait in two parks separately. What's going to be is like that. It's gonna be all with the Warner Brothers characters. All the Looney Tune characters are going to be there, and they're gonna have us with other Warner Brothers property. Could be like with Hanna-Barbera characters, now it's part of Warner Brothers, and I mean Flintstones, Jetsons. I mean, all in between with that, probably Tomorrowland would be changed into like Jetson, or something related with the Jetsons or something like that, or Mars or something like that. Space Mountain becomes Mars Mountain, related with Marvin the Martian, something like that. Or I mean, oh no, futureverse. I put it that way, futureverse. You have Mars, Mars Mountain, aka totally known as Space Mountain, when it's Tokyo Disney, and when it and all this Warner Bros. Related property in there. But Disney Sea becomes DC Universe. DC Universe, you have the part where the water is gonna be like the Aquaman stage, right? Aquaman Universe or something like that. And then you have the Superman roller coasters. You're gonna like things related with Superman, and plus, and talking about Batman clones in the DC universe, they're gonna have a well-maintained Batman roller coaster clone. They're gonna have the Joker. They're gonna have all the DC related stuff of that part of the Warner Brothers universe. And then it would be like, it's just a half of it. They're gonna have roller coasters where Disney Sea is, and what it is, because after Laincourt promotion at Epcot and at the Disney Park in Orlando, Florida, with the issues of taking out the Japan pavilion and replace it with another country, Disney Sea becomes DC Universe, right? So the part with this water over there is gonna be the Aquaman part. You have the Metropolis, Gotham City. All this is DC Universe, right? So what it is for the Disneyland Tokyo is always gonna be Warner Bros. Multiverse with Looney Tunes, and with a helicopter, a roller coaster related with Scooby-Doo and all that stuff. But in the DC Universe park, it's always gonna be full of roller coasters with DC Comics related superheroes, DC related characters like Batman, Superman, the Joker, and yeah, all this roller coasters like you find like in Six Flags, like you find in Warner Brothers Movie World Australia, but in a separate park dedicated to DC comic characters, right? Only that one what it is. And the other side would be like, yeah, like all the Warner Brothers property except for the DC Comics part, but all the Looney Tunes, all these movies. It's like gonna be like a mimic to, Universal Studio. It's just called the multiverse, right? The Warner Brothers. You're gonna have Gremlins. You're gonna have like things with everything related with the rest of the properties that belongs to Warner Brothers, right? So what's going on with this, after you're saying that you're gonna have an airplanes or in YouTube videos, Bugs Bunny promoting Warner Brothers universe, right? So Bugs Bunny will be talking around and saying, "What's up, Doc?" And then they say, because of two silly rocks, they're gonna and then they're gonna replace where it is, and then they're gonna show everything about introduced to say that go to Japan and go to the Warner Brothers park. I mean Warner Brothers universe. What is this is formerly Tokyo Disney. What it is like that where is the Disney park is, and after what South Korea will do promoting Laincourt rocks and doing it to piss some Japanese tourists off. What they're gonna do is that's what's gonna be, and in that multiverse area, you're gonna have the MonsterVerse or the Toho universe in there. The Toho universe is gonna be all Godzilla related. Part of your Godzilla roller coaster, everything with Godzilla, Rodan, Mecha Godzilla, and all the Toho property. Because yet, what it is for this Warner Brothers theme park is going to be backed by the same company that created Godzilla, and that same company that created Godzilla is going to pay for everything for the park, because it's going to be like a joint venture between Warner Brothers and Toho. So Toho would be like the third party, or it's going to be like a joint venture. I mean, because either way, Warner Brothers do have this working together relationship with the latest Godzilla movies and Toho, right? So that we're working with Toho, and that's, I know it might be created by Legendary Pictures, but the main thing is Toho. Toho might put the majority or whatever it is, like the 50 or 60-50 state, 60% Toho, 50% Warner Brothers, or how it goes with that, But all than that, with this tossing the Laincourt dilemma in Epcot and all this stuff, like saying that you're going to Epcot and somebody say who was the first European to land it in what the Koreans call Laincourt rocks, or what the Koreans call Takashima for you Japanese audience right there. And when they say Laincourt is the wrong answer, Marco Polo should be the right answer. So that has end up to the effect of why would Warner Brothers might take over the Disney parks, right? So it's gonna be like that. The Warner Brothers theme park in Japan would be at the location where was Tokyo Disney and all that stuff, because it's gonna be Toho putting the money, Warner Brothers putting their property, and there's one reason why the first park has like everything with Toho related, everything that you could see about the Godzilla movies and the Godzilla universe and all the Toho from the beginning, from the 1954-56 King of the Monsters movie, 1954 Godzilla, all the way to today, and the Warner Brothers co-op distribution, just like they do with the park, to say, boom, all the Godzilla property in the Toho universe, and like in the multiverse part of the Warner Brothers universe, right? So, and in what it is Disney Sea, when it turned into DC Universe, they're gonna have one part where it's have the water, doing everything with the water and the stage right there. Gonna be Aquaman related. Then they're gonna have all the DC Comics related roller coasters like Batman, Joker, Superman, probably the Flash. All DC related, Green Arrow and all that stuff right there where Disney Sea is going to be DC related, because it's going to be part of the Warner Brothers universe. as long as soon as South Korea put their pavilion at Epcot Center and they are promoting what they called the Laincourt rocks, or what they call Takashima. The Koreans call it Dokdo, and it's just to replace Japan, the pavilion, with another country. And then that's where you got pissed Japanese people off, because they think they're claiming, or what it is right. I mean, I believe you have your own right to believe that you think that you feel like you got robbed. You feel like like somebody stole something from you. Okay, that's it. That's it. You have your right to free thinking. You have the right to say, okay, because maybe Disney might just saying they just want to cater to not just everybody. I mean, catering to said to like if they want to cater Koreans, that's okay. Cater Koreans. That does not mean you're not showing. I mean, the Disney is not showing to say respect to other people of a certain culture. The Japanese culture might be only to cater the Koreans. Then Warner Brothers might gonna take over one of the Disney parks in Japan, and they're gonna turn it to Warner Brothers Universe, because with the multiverse and all the property, including with one of Godzilla property, all the Toho property premiered in the first park of Warner Brothers, because that's a company who is going to be behind the Warner Brothers universe in Tokyo, and also the DC universe, where Disney CS becomes DC universe. You know, all DC comics related property in that park. So that's how it is, and I think that we all come to a conclusion. The reason why I could tell for the Korean audience, if you wanted to promote your view of Laincourt, what the Japanese known as Takashima, or what you guys known as Dokdo, at Epcot Center, by taking out the Japanese pavilion, not pissing them off, you want to replace it with the Holland or the Netherlands pavilion, like trading, Japanese garden for a tulip garden, and part of a small part of Amsterdam, well, having free with ease, promoting what you call the Laincourt rocks, and what the Japanese known as Takashima. Then this is what it is. The switch of why the reason of why Warner Brothers will take over those two Disney parks in Japan is because of you Korean people. I'm not saying that hey you are, but it's trying to promote Laincourt or Dokdo as you know them, and this is the reason why that Toho, the company that makes Godzilla, would back up with putting a Warner Brothers theme park. Everything is that the first park is that company that is behind that park to promote Godzilla and all and Rodan and Mechagodzilla and everything like that, plus the Looney Tunes. I mean, they're gonna trade off Mickey Mouse and all the Disney characters for the Looney Tunes. Disney Sea becomes DC Universe. Part what it is in Disney Sea in the water area is gonna be the Aquaman area, and everything with Superman, Batman, and all that stuff. Because let me tell you this: Japanese folks have their own rights to believe that that they got robbed by South Korea, and that's what it is. And this is the reason why that Warner Brothers might take over the Disney parks. And what it is that is the conclusion. That is it. That is it for everything. I mean, the thing is that if this Warner Brothers park in Japan that's taking over the Disney parks, thanks to Korea in Epcot Center with their pavilion promoting the Laincourt rocks as they call them, taking down, axing out the Japan pavilion for another country. I think it was gonna be Holland. Some of you people that wants Greece, right there, Greece is there. It was Japan, but now it's Greece. Is what's going to happen. Warner Brothers taking over Disney parks in Japan because of the Koreans. That's how it's going to happen. So, I mean, yeah, but that's what's going to happen. Warner Brothers taking over Disney parks because of the Koreans at Epcot. Their pavilion. I mean, South Korea pavilion at Epcot. That's why. That's the reason why Warner Bros. Might take over the Disney parks in Japan, and that's why it is. And if those Warner Brothers theme park be very successful in Japan with these, and then this would take it to the United States, and I believe you seen chills and thrills. Let me tell you where is gonna be the first country. The first state in the United States to promote the Warner Brothers theme park. Las Vegas, baby. I think there is where it's going to be, in Las Vegas. You gotta take a trip to Las Vegas to go to the first Warner Brothers based park. Probably, I don't know who might be backing up the Warner Brothers park in Vegas, but could be Caesar's Palace or something like that backing to put Warner Brothers theme park. Only dedicated to Warner Brothers. But this is the one that I'm talking about, of a Warner Bros. Park in Japan, thanks to the South Korean pavilion promoting Laincourt rocks. Then there's going to be a possibility that with this one, Toho is behind for the Warner Brothers park in Japan, that might take over the Disney parks with the multiverse parks and DC universe where Disney Sea is there. That is what is going to happen. Write me a comment. Tell me about what do you think about going to a Warner Brothers theme park in Japan to be called Warner Brothers Universe. When you see a Korean pavilion promoting Laincourt, that would be exciting. Promoting Laincourt in the South Korean pavilion, as they call Laincourt, though, as the Japanese known as Takashima, taking out the Japanese pavilion and replacing it with another country. That'll be very exciting to go and see. Let me catch a flight to Japan and go to Warner Brothers Universe, one of the first Warner Brothers theme parks in Japan, where the Tokyo Disney parks are located, that is going to be replaced. Goodbye, peace out. See you in the next video. I'm going to talk about how it's going to be for a Disney theme park in South Korea, and stay tuned. Goodbye and take care, folks. And this, as like what they say in the Warner Brothers world as Looney Tunes, that's all, folks.